Hello, hello, hello to all of my wonderful Scorpios, and happy Monday to you, and you Scorpios. Hopefully you all are having a fantastic day today. But then again, I know you are, because that's the intention you set. We're going to get right into your reading. First things first, my regular camera's battery is exhausted, so we're going to be using my phone camera. So if the sound quality is not that great, just letting you know ahead of time, my apologies in advance. I want us to get this video out to you all, so please just turn up the volume if you need to. So here we go. Let's get into your reading. Most High God in the universe, please give me a special reading for my wonderful, amazing Scorpios in every area of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, money and wealth, creativity and emotions, and spirituality, and where they need to take action. What information do we have for my wonderful, focused, brave, loyal, faithful, ambitious, resourceful, passionate Scorpios, whose ruling planet is Pluto and Mars? One of your ruling planets, I can tell you right now, is retrograde, which is amazing. We have 4 planets that are retrograde, and we're moving towards a new moon. But currently, we are in a waning gibbous moon, which means that things that are falling out of range, let them fall out of range with no resistance whatsoever. You know, relationships fall out of range. It could be a job that's falling out of range. Let it go, just with no resistance. Friendships out of range, let them fall out of range, no resistance, right? Because what the universe is trying to prepare you for is something new to enter into your life. And so how are you going to receive anything new if you're holding on to things in the past? Just let them go. Let them go. If it was meant to be in your life, they'll come back in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Sometimes you're just not on the same frequency with people on your job, or even the culture of your job, really. Sometimes you're not on the same frequency with people in romantic relationships. You got to let it go and move on. And sometimes you're not on the same frequency with your platonic friends. Yeah, certain things you got to just let it move on. And even family members, move on, you know. People grow. And sometimes people grow faster than other people. Sometimes you grow in different directions or whatever. But this is where you want to work through your fears. That's what I'm leading up to, Scorpio. So let's get into your reading. You want to work through any fears that you have, because when we talk about being gods, right? That means that we are creators, right? It means that we are creators. We have the ability to speak things into existence, right? We are under a God that is a God of free will. That God lives in each one of us. So whatever we decide, we're covered, right? We're already covered. But there is, you know, if you decide to choose the demonic side of yourself is fear, is doubt, is addiction to anything of any sort, right? Any kind of an addiction, right? And so you don't want to choose, I mean, you don't want to choose that side of yourselves, Scorpios. So let's get into it. I'm looking at legacy wealth already coming out of your cards. This is nice. This is why you want to just work through your fears, because the universe is trying to release a lot of things to you, right? Imagine the number of relationships that we sometimes miss out on, Scorpios, out of fear. You know, you may have been in like 10 bad relationships, but then you meet that one person that's like, that's your person. Like, but then the fear of, okay, what if this relationship goes wrong? What you're building up all of this what if, right? Or you asked for, you know, you were very specific in your the job that you wanted. I really want this kind of job. I want to make a certain amount of money. I want X, Y, and Z. And then boom, you get a phone call from a job you had applied for a while ago, and they're like, we want to interview you. You're nervous, which is almost normal. You go into the job interview and you sit down, and they say, okay, well, when can you start? We love what we see. The interview went great. We don't even have to focus on interviewing anybody else. We want to bring you on. And then here comes fear kicking in. Can I really do it? And then all other stuff starts building up that fear. You want to work through those fears, right? Because you are good enough. They brought you in. It's not a mistake. It wasn't like somebody's going to all of a sudden jump out and say, surprise, we were just kidding. No. And same thing with like romantic relationships. You meet a person, and so you don't want to sabotage that by, you know, not decluttering some things that caused you to be fearful in the first place. Here we have the Judgment card. Yes, you're rising above things that doesn't serve your highest purpose. You have the King of Swords. A lot of you all are really in a position and in a place right now, spiritually and energetically and physically, where you are wiser. You are more knowledgeable now. See this owl, which represents that? And you see things a lot clearer now. Like you're seeing things at a higher frequency, which is great, right? So you're not holding on to any jealousy. You're not being obsessive about anything. You're not feeling paranoid about anything, right? You're making the investment in yourself to like really go back and find out, what is it that made me fearful from the start? Did I have a childhood where I felt like, you know, everybody left me or abandoned me? And did something happen to me? Because it usually starts back there, right? Long before you enter into other relationships, it usually starts back there, where maybe you didn't feel safe to some degree, right? So you don't have to be possessive, you know, of people. This is where, again, you want to go back to your childhood. What is it that happened in your childhood? You want to go back to a happy place. Where did you feel safest in your childhood now? Now that you're an adult, you can create that safe space for yourself. Like, what is it that you need in a relationship, even when you're with someone else? Like, let's say, for instance, a lot of times when people enter into relationships, they don't tell the other person, hey, listen, I have abandonment issues. I'm working through my abandonment issues. I was abandoned. You know, my parents left me here like left me here, left me there. I moved from pillar to post. I never feel like I was ever stable really anywhere. I was in an abusive relationship or whatever. Not trauma bonding, but just being completely open and honest and upfront. Like being open and saying, okay, if this person tries to use this against me, hey, that's the karma that they're creating for themselves. But I'm just going to be, especially when you feel like, okay, I feel like I'm really liking this person, right? That's where you're going to see a breakthrough. That's where you're going to see a breakthrough. You're working through your fears. You're working through your fears. And it's not like you're giving this person ammunition to hurt you, because if they turn around and use it against you to hurt you, they're actually hurting themselves, right? So when you see your breakthrough and you feel like, okay, you know what, I've risen above, I've actually am now connecting to something even in my childhood that made me smile, something that was like really happy for me. I'm not fearful of being in relationships with people where I'm exuding such fear that is actually contaminating them, or I'm not even receiving their fear, which could contaminate me. Right? We're not exchanging fear here. We're not doing that, right? Also, I see you sleeping better. Breakthrough. Yeah, I see you sleeping better. And I see you creating legacy wealth, right? People don't realize that they can have a completely balanced life. You can be in a happy, healthy, romantic relationship with somebody. You can have a happy, healthy, thriving, working relationship with people. And you can have a happy, healthy, thriving business. You absolutely can. You literally can have it all, because we are creators. You can create that for yourself, right? You got 1,440 minutes in a day in 24 hours. You can go check it out. Go look it up. I always tell people, go look it up. On top of that, Scorpios, you all are one of the smartest signs in the Zodiac. Why? Because you're able to pick up on, you all are the definition of emotional intelligence, right? That's what makes you one of the smartest signs in the Zodiac. You're a water sign. You can pick up on people's emotions and stuff in the room, and you can, you know, just the inflections in their voice, all the nuances of body language. You all are able to pick up on that better. Nobody else can do it better than you can, right? And so when you learn how to balance that out with healthy actions that you're taking outward, it makes you dynamic, absolutely dynamic. Let's see. Yep. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. I see that you all are, like I said, very passionate, very hardworking people, and I see you making a lot of money from there. And again, I'm going to say this again. My apologies to you if the sound quality is not great. My camera is charging right now because the battery is exhausted, because I've been filming so many videos. So I had to grab my cell phone and start recording for this video today, because I wanted to get this video up today. So, but I do see you all, like I said, moving towards your legacy wealth, being very hardworking people. And I see financial independence for you all, which is really not shocking or surprising. Look at some of the wealthiest people, the Scorpios. Some of the wealthiest people are Scorpios, right? But this is because you're learning how to balance out your own energy. I also see some of you are really still kind of being in a place of, I don't really believe this quote-unquote stuff, right? Maybe you were born in a religious household, or maybe you were you know, taught not to believe in cards and spiritual, but it was not even by coincidence that this video popped up on your feed, right, for you to watch, because it's some interest to you. I want to learn a little bit more about this. I want to hear what this person has to say. So if some part of this video resonates with you, then that may be something that you want to maybe meditate on. You know, go take a walk by the water, go to the beach or whatever, because that's what recharges water signs, being near the water, right? Yes. So here we have the Page of Cups. There's still some part of you that's like, nah, I don't believe I'm going to be independently wealthy. Watch. You will be. Yep, you will be. When you learn how to balance out your own energy and work through your fears and just have some, you know, some time for yourself. You all are very, very sensual people. You want to have time for yourself. Again, you don't want to nurture, because again, when I use the word nurture, I'm talking about divine feminine. Doesn't matter if you identify as a man or woman, Scorpio, because you're a divine feminine sign, you are a nurturer. Your energy is cyclic, right? So this is where you want to balance out that energy, right? You want to be very careful about who you allow in your space. Some of you all can have Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra in your chart. You want to tap into that part of yourselves and be very clear about who you allow in your space, right? You're not nurturing other people's fear, and you don't want them to nurture your fears, right? If you want to have that conversation, some people will come right out and tell you, hey, listen, I'm nervous about being in a new relationship. I'm just telling you right now, right? And they'll tell you why. Here's why I'm nervous about being in a new relationship, right? It's not because they've reached a certain level of comfort within themselves to say, hey, I'm going to be vulnerable. If that person takes that and uses it against me, that's on them. That's not on me. Because if the relationship ends, I already know that the universe is sending better. So I'm not worried about that. So you want to tap into other parts of yourself, because your sun sign is just your identity or your ego, right? But you have a moon sign, a rising, a Venus, and other placements in your house. You want to open up some of those doors in your spiritual house and find out what else is in there. You have the ability, Scorpio, to work through your fears. You have the ability to cut relationships off just like that without an explanation, right? And I mean, when I say without explanation, of course, in a relationship, you're having conversations with people. But if you feel like you're having to have the same conversations over and over and over again with people, Scorpios, you may have to just cut that relationship off and just go ahead and close that door and lock it for good, right? Just declutter it, right? Because you shouldn't have to keep using that energy, that 1,440 minutes in your day. You don't even need to use a portion of that to repeat the same thing over and over and over again, right? Sometimes relationships are unequally yoked. You could be in a job that's not a good fit for you. You need to go find another one. Yeah, you're not going to be a Cancer in the job, right? You're not going to, you work with people like that already who you can tell, you walk into an establishment, you can tell they hate their jobs. Look how they treat their customers. They're rude, they're mean, the whole 9 yards. You're like, wow, that person should go find some other job, because they're absolutely, especially when you're talking about people who work with customers, right, or clients. It's like, you hate your job that much, you should go find another one, right? Just like some people are in romantic relationships. They're just cantankerous, they're mean, they don't treat their significant other right, they're just, doing all kinds of destructive stuff, just all kinds of sneaky, just messy stuff. You don't want to be in a relationship with the person? Hey, leave, right? So you're being a lot more protective with your space. And again, I see breakthrough for you all. I see you sleeping better. And I see new opportunities coming your way, new opportunities at work coming your way, opportunities to make more money at work, opportunities to meet new people where you are equally yoked, where you're on the same frequency, where it's not a whole bunch of struggle, push and pull, right? I see you thinking about your past, but I don't see you going back to your past. I see you only looking forward, moving forward. I see a lot of you all even traveling. Your cards look great. And I see your business doing exceedingly well, right? So some of you all have businesses outside of your regular 9-to-5 job. Where you may have a nonprofit organization, where you may have an LLC, where you may have You may even be a sole proprietor, but you have your own business, right? You have an entrepreneurial spirit. And so that's that fire in you, tapping into the divine masculine side. But guess what? You had to ascend higher in order to see all parts of yourself and to see what the universe is trying to release to you. You had to ascend higher because the level that you may have been at before, you weren't able to see all of these things that the universe wants to release to you, which is nice. So congratulations to you, Scorpio. Love it, love it, love it. Look at all this money in your cards. Yeah. So you want to come out of the place of disbelief. Like, I can't believe that the universe wants to send all of this to me. You got to see it in the spirit realm. It's happening. That's why you got to work through your fears. Like a person who's learning how to swim. You don't want to swim because you don't want to get your hair wet. Okay, go buy a swim cap, right? You don't want to learn how to swim because you saw somebody else drown. Okay, you get a competent and capable licensed or certified instructor to teach you, right? Somebody who's going to take their time and be slow with you in this process, you know. But you, and I use water as an example because you're a water sign. But yeah, you want to get to a place where you are really, really working through your fears, and you want to rise above all your fears so that you can see all of the things that the universe wants to send your way. Your intuition is spot on. Yes. You want to start trusting your intuition. We were all spirits long before religion was introduced. Somebody had to introduce you to religion, right? But you were a spirit first. You are a spirit having a human experience. You're a divine spirit having a human experience. The divine part of you is the God in you, having a human experience. And so you have the ability to ascend higher, Scorpio, so that you can see all the things that the universe is trying to release to you. But the first thing first, you want to start releasing that fear, right? And getting in touch with your passion. Whatever it is you're passionate about, that's what you want to get in touch with. That's what I have for you, Scorpios. Have a fantastic day. Bye.